heard this phrase for most of my life, right? It's cliche. The idea that you can't care what other people think, or you shouldn't care what other people think. If you believe in something, if you want to do something, just go for it. Be yourself, have confidence in yourself, all those things. And it's probably disappointing of myself that I never, I like to think of myself as a pretty smart, obviously logical person. But for most of my life, I never really embraced or grasped or believed, I guess, those sentiments, right? I understood them. It's not that I disagreed that they worked, but I never acted upon them. I never really tried to embody them or live those things. I did care what people think. I do still care what people think to an extent. I did let that dictate the things that I did. And as I'm trying to evolve now, I guess, and get better in all these different arenas, I'm seeing that that's something that's starting to change, right? I did something recently where I kind of took a chance and put myself out there a bit in somewhat of a public setting, and it didn't really go as planned. It wasn't a success, simply put. And I saw those feelings, right? I felt those feelings of, oh shit, like people are going to think you're stupid, or you're going to think whatever. They're going to judge you. They're going to laugh at you, whatever it might be. That was there. Like I knew it was there. And to be honest, it's somewhat real. Like that likely may have happened. People likely do judge you. That's what people do. But the not caring part, right? Like I don't care now. I do care, but I just don't care that much. And I think that's an important distinction. It's not, sometimes you hear the cliches and you think you shouldn't care at all. Well, no. I mean, we should be honest, right? That is a factor, right? Friction in general in society is a factor. So if you're going to do something that's going to turn a bunch of people off from you or think you're weird, think you're whatever, there's something to that. It's just a question of weighting it accurately, right? And I think that probably threw me off for a while. The whole idea of not caring at all, that math didn't check out for me, and I couldn't do it. But really what's happened is, sticking with the math, is I think that equation it's shifted. Ultimately, the way I value that fear has gone down. And the reason that fear has gone down, which I think is what's most interesting, right? What's the mechanics? Why did the equation change? I think it gets back to the concept I talk about all the time, where it's, the being honest. If you have to be honest with yourself first before you can be honest with other people, I think that principle holds here. I think when I was much more afraid and insecure about what people might think or judge if I wanted to do something maybe that I believed in but seemed a little strange, it's because I wasn't honest with myself yet. I didn't know why I was doing it. I didn't even know how to do it. I was so caught up in this thing that even things I picked to do, I wasn't sure, is that really me? Is it not? I didn't want to delve in and figure that stuff out because that's messy and it takes a long time and it's, painful and all that stuff. So you don't do that for all the reasons we talk about. But because of that, it only increased, right? And magnified the insecurity because I don't even know. I have no real confidence in whatever it is that I'm doing. So if there's any shred of fear, if there's any shred of, hey, that sounds stupid, or it might hurt you in some way, might make people think less of you, whatever, it was very hard to make that math work because I didn't really believe in what I was doing. So again, the math just doesn't check out there. But now when I look at it, when I think about it, I've been so thoughtful about this and these things that I do, so that when I do put myself out there in some way, when I do take a swing and it's a miss, the fear is still there. The judgment, all that stuff is likely still there. That hasn't really changed. Maybe I have a little bit of a clearer picture on it, so I'm not so quick to assume. But that part's not too different. The parts that's different is I know why I'm doing it. I have confidence in it. I believe in it. Even if I miss, I'll learn from it. I'll figure out why I missed and I'll adjust. Or maybe it just wasn't the right group of people, or whatever it might be. There's enough belief and confidence on that other side of the equation that boosts it up, that makes it worth it, that makes it say, yeah, just keep going. That's not a big deal. So as with most things for me, thinking of it through those mathematical terms just makes it resonate so much better. And as I kind of look back and try and reconcile why did it take me so long to come to such an obvious realization that's so well known, I think for me it was that working through it mathematically really makes all the difference.